we're in winter right now. We're having 22-degree days. I was driving around yesterday. I got sunstroke, man. It was blue skies. I left the house in a t-shirt and a hoodie. I was sweating, man, down Princess Highway. Yeah.
It's definitely getting hotter. When it's hot, it's hotter. When it's cold, it's colder, you know.
You reckon it's colder? Oh, yeah, well, actually,
we had a few very cold
the
days.
snowstorms in Brisbane, man.
A couple of weeks ago, we had snow in Oakley.
Bullshit.
Yeah. It wasn't really snow, but it was like
Wasn't that
snow.
Like, what's it called? Slate? No. Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to think of? You'll love this one. You know the FIFA settings in the weather?
Yeah.
You had what's the US Postal nor sleet nor hang on. US Postal Service motto. It's not nor rain nor sleet nor snow. Something like that. I can't remember. I keep forgetting. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. No rain nor sleet nor snow. Sleet. What's sleet?
I don't know. Never heard of it.
Dude, I'm telling you, FIFA, I remember FIFA, and I remember the virtual racing games.
Yeah.
Like VR racing and Colin McRae and all that sort of shit. Yeah, you could pick the weather settings. It was either rain, snow, or sleet. Hang on, let me suss this out. Sleet.
I've got a question for you anyway about soccer anyway. Really? Now that you brought FIFA up.
Okay, hang on.
What do we think?
Wait a second. What's this? Sleet. Rain containing some ice as when snow melts as it falls.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's big fucking chunks of ice, basically.
I'd say that's what it was. Did you see the articles on, obviously the Women's World Cup is on at the moment?
Yeah, who got demoralised? Thailand.
So USA beat Thailand 13-0.
13-0, yeah.
Right? And they're basically saying that was disgusting by USA.
I saw it on the front page. I went, really? What happened?
They're celebrating their goals in the World Cup.
All I saw was it was a photo of like some bird wrapped around another bird, basically.
Yeah, their superstar. What's her name?
I don't know. That tall chick.
Scored I think she put 5 past them.
Yeah.
Morgan?
Yeah, Morgan. Hang on. US soccer women. You think it'd bring up a roster or something. I'm using the Wi-Fi from this building, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
13-0. We really need to be filming this, man. Okay, what are they? Yeah, Alex Morgan.
So.
Yeah, at the 12th minute, 53rd, 74th, 91. No, hang on.
81
and 87. Sorry, I screwed.
That's just her.
Small. That's crazy, Malaka.
She
scored 3 goals in 10 minutes, man.
So they're putting a pass at 74, 79, 81, 84, 87, 90. So they put towards the end. And anyway, they were saying that they should have basically stopped celebrating and sort of taken it easy after a certain amount.
Taking it easy on the game or taking it easy on the celebrating?
Well, both.
Okay, taking it easy. Okay, so what's your question?
Do you think there's a problem with that?
Excessive celebrating?
With this scenario, 13-0, they're in a World Cup. This is the pinnacle of soccer women's sport. They've made it there. They've trained there their whole lives. I think there's no interest. I think there's no...
You put a very decent point out there, man. Look, man, I'm a big believer in fair sportsmanship.
Well, then put a mercy rule in.
Hang on, man. You asked me a question. I literally said one line.
Go.
And it wasn't even my opinion. It was just an overall... So you understand where I'm coming from.
All right, go.
Malaka. All right. I believe in fair sportsmanship. Like, I do believe in that, right? I was raised to basically play fair, don't cheat.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Take your hit. You win, you win. You know, you lose. I've been on like in the futsal games, yeah? Yep. We've been in teams where we haven't demoralised them, but we've dominated.
Been on both ends though.
Yeah, I've copped beatings.
Yep.
Yeah. And then even like when we've played massive, it's all a matter of, okay, you know what I gauge it on? I gauge it on the other team's decorum. So if they're getting foul, okay, I didn't watch the game. Okay, all I read was the same.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I
probably read the same article you read.
Yeah.
All right. Now, to be fair, I don't imagine the Thais being like dirty players.
Nah.
All right. I've been to Thailand multiple times. They're very respectful people.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't imagine the Thais being, like just sour or start playing cheap and all that sort of shit or slurs. I think it comes down to that. You got to feel the opponent out. If you were playing like, I'll tell you what, if you were Germany and you were playing America and you pummeled in 13 goals to 1, I guarantee you the Americans would be filthy as fuck.
Yeah, but it's not. It was Thailand, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Thailand.
But it's not the Thais that are saying, "Oh, you shouldn't have gone that hard on us."
Okay.
It's like it was a Canadian commentator. It was like, it wasn't from the Thailand camp.
Yeah, I understand.
They're basically saying that, 13 goals was unnecessary in a competitive game of football.
Okay. I don't think the final score is the issue. As in,
look, it was more so focused on. I didn't see it personally. I just saw the article and stuff. But these late goals, they're probably celebrating them like, yeah, I guess
okay,
they are entitled to celebrate.
Do you remember in do you remember Basketball, the movie Basketball?
I haven't seen it.
Are you for real? Fuck, how young are you, man?
I don't. Yeah.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah.
They basically put an end. I'll probably able to find it. Hang on, I'll find it. This is a scene worth watching, man. But dude, basically the whole premise is that there's excessive celebrating.
Yeah.
So these dudes like kicking touchdowns, running into touchdowns and stuff like that. Guys are doing like a can and like flips and all that sort of shit. They weeded out excessive celebration in NFL. You couldn't do the dab anymore. You couldn't do the shotgun. They didn't agree in AFL as well.
Not really.
Yeah, you weren't allowed to do the shotgun move anymore.
They still do it.
Yeah, I know. They were hammering down on it though, and that's when that whole thing came up about the remember the Aboriginal players?
Yeah, but that's different. That's
the Indigenous players.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were saying that they're allowed to do a war dance. How?
To be honest, I don't know.
Okay, hang on, wait, one thing at a time. Wait a second. As far as the women go, I don't think 13-0, I don't think there should be a mercy rule. Okay, you're in the highest grade of competition.
Yeah.
Yeah? And it's a reality check for these, like, whether it's Thai, whether they were from Laos, like, it doesn't matter. How do you think what we felt when Australia would go to the Solomon Islands and smash them 20-0?
Exactly right. Yeah.
And then they go to Iran to play Iran, thinking they come off, they're drinking stubbies, man. Like, yeah, we've got this, mate. We will smash them.
Yeah.
And then they get there, the Iranians like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Fucking 3-1. And it's like, we better get back to the drawing board. Postecoglou's warning them, like, you got to change the game. They sack him.
Yeah.
He got him to the World Cup and then he quit like a man. What a legend.
I don't know.
No.
I don't think there was a problem with it.
I don't think there's a problem with the score. I don't think there should be a mercy score. You're at that top level. You play,
Yeah.
right? That's it. If you're not good enough to beat America or be competitive against America and you beat, I don't know, Fiji, you know what I mean? Who else is that was their opening game? Yeah?
I think so.
Okay, so who else is on Thailand's roster?
Like their group, you mean?
Yeah, Thailand World Cup group. Who else would be in their group?
Well, the States is definitely like number one.
Really?
Yeah. Women's team in the world.
This is the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, man.
Okay, cool. When was the other World Cup?
Men's one.
2 years ago? When was the Euro? I've lost track.
World Cup was 2018.
2018. What?
Last year.
Here we go. Women's group. This is who Thailand's playing. United States, Sweden, and Chile.
Yeah.
They're tough teams, man.
Yeah.
Do you see Thailand scoring a goal?
Nah.
Who did Thailand have to beat to get to the World Cup?
Well, that's the thing. They would have, the process to obviously get to a World Cup,
Yeah.
you have to be half decent.
Not necessarily.
Obviously, depending on what region you're
That's
in
what I'm
and
saying.
all that sort of stuff.
That's what's plagued Australia for the
because
last 50 years.
they always get grouped with Uruguay and all that.
Uruguay was like a good team that they got grouped with, man. When like I said, we used to joke about it at work for years, man. Solomon Islands. Like, they go to Solomon Islands, they smash them, and they think they're invincible. It's like, we've got this in the bag. It's like, man, go play Germany or Italy or France or Brazil or something, someone with some substance.
Yeah.
And then the South Koreans and the Japanese come here for friendlies and drill them, and then they start claiming it's rigged, fixed, cheating.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, no, dude, the South Koreans can play soccer. Like, they took out Italy 15 years ago. You know what I mean? I don't think there should be a mercy rule. I think the decorum regarding celebrations, though, I think as you're starting to apply the heat on them and start to draw blood,
Yeah.
I reckon the celebrating should be kept reserved. It should get more and more reserved as the punishment keeps going. But that's just fair sportsmanship.
That's just the character. You know, that's just the character of the person.
Let me ask you a question. Do you play competitive sports?
No.
Exactly. I grew up playing competitive sports my entire life.
I have, but yeah. Like,
as an adult, it's a lot different. When you're kids, you're a little prick. Like, do you know what I mean? You don't know any different. You're running around, like, you know, whatever. As an adult, man, it's a whole totally different ball game. And when you're a professional, it's like the not Baghdad, it's Kyrgios.
Yeah.
It's like that whole thing, yeah? They hammer him when he loses, and he just loses shit. But excessive celebrating, like, you got to stay reserved, man, at some point, especially at 13-0. And like I said, if they were playing a cocky team, it'd be a different story if it was going back and forth. But if you're playing Thailand, where they're the youngest kid at the party, man, you beat him and you shake their hand, but you don't, like...
They may have still done that, though, but it was more so an argument that, you know, you can't sort of huddle and, you know, hug each other after a goal anymore, after 10.
Nah, that's bullshit. You should be able to hug.
That's what they were doing, man.
But they're making it out like they were doing the river dance.
Exactly right. So, well, maybe it is because it's the States. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. It's just, it was a Canadian commentator saying
I know for a fact that they tweaked it back in the NFL. They were doing full, like, dance celebrations, and I remember they tweaked it down.
Yeah, well, you have to a certain point, you know. It's in the AFL as well.
But isn't that what they're saying? But isn't that what you're just saying now about the women, that they weren't even celebrating?
From the little glimpse of it that I saw, they weren't doing anything like, you know.
How you doing in your tipping, by the way? I thought about that the other day.
The tipping, shit.
What happened?
Because, you know what always happens in tipping? When you fall behind a little bit, then you're like, I need to make up ground.
Outlandish.
So I try to pick a few upsets here and there to make up ground, but then you lose even more ground.
The degenerate gambler trap. You know what I mean? I need a good solid multi, 5 legs.
But I lost that one, so now I'll go and try an 8-leg multi to try recoup.
I love it, man. I love how everything is geared towards gambling.
Yeah.
Everything we do is gambling. Even like my credit cards, man. Like, I mean, how did you sell me my credit card? The ones that... What did you say to me in order to get it? Do you remember? I remember.
Did I say something like...
You're my broker, by the way.
All right, look. I would have said to you, look, we can package this all up.
Yeah.
We can... yes, the cost of it is X amount, which I would have said is probably $395 a year.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, you get a discounted interest rate on your home loan, you get your offset account to save you some money, and then you get the credit card.
Yeah.
Now, the credit card, we can opt for whatever the highest limit that you qualify for.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
But it's not really the limit that we're going for. It's the product, the type of card. Because what you got to understand is the highest cards with typically the best rewards and whatnot will have the highest limits.
I know. And that's the problem. Because it was you and one other person that sold me the whole...
buy everything on card.
Yeah, buy everything on card. Use your points and redeem them for shit like that.
Get your points. They'll build up over time, and you might be able to buy something for this studio.
I know, but that's the thing, man. I know that with my points. Oh, I also connected my Woolworths rewards card to my frequent flyers or whatever.
Yeah,
like that. Look, the concept is you're spending money anyway, so you might as well get something for it.
Exactly right. You're not gonna get around the trip. Around the world trip to...
No, but I might be able to get a flight to LA.
Something like that.
By the end of the year.
It's something for nothing, but the other good thing about it as well is, like, you do your balance transfer once a month, pay off the card, pay no interest, so you're paying 0 interest.
Yeah.
And then I think we'll go back to the sort of money management budgeting thing, is that if you're doing one transfer to the card once a month,
you're
kind of getting a snapshot as to what you've spent that month.
Yeah.
You've gone off and done all these little transactions on the card, which no one looks at.
The problem is that you're more inclined to actually use your card because you're thinking, fuck it, I'll put it on there anyway. Well, that's when it gets out of control.
Well, that just comes down to sort of, someone's...
But see, this is the thing, man. I remember when I remember like 2004 or something, man. Like one of my girlfriends at the time, I'd be like 20. You know what I mean? Her old man was always winning like free shit.
Yeah.
Because he was an architect, engineer, like he did importing, exporting. He used his card for everything. And like, yeah, they sent us like, free flights to somewhere just because.
Yeah.
They sent us a TV to the house just because.
Yeah.
When you've got money, and you don't notice it, as in if you're making ends meet well beyond the meeting point, you're not going to notice a credit card that you've just got there and you're just topping it up.
Yeah.
At the same time, you're getting free shit because you've got money. But when you're like me and you're living day to day, you're struggling to make these repayments or just stay on point.
Yeah.
And then the prospect of getting like something free at the end of the year, it's like big fuck. Everything else hangs in the balance. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, you've got to be very strict with it, because once that limit's in front of you, like I just said, you can get out of hand.
No,
easily.
the limit's not my problem. I can see why it would be someone's problem, but it's not my problem. I'm just saying, if you're rich or like you're well off and you're earning money and you don't worry about, your day-to-day expenses where it's like, yeah, man, I'll fill the car up with fuel. Like, what's $100? To me, I don't remember the last time I filled my car up with fuel. Speaking of which, I should check my bank account. I should be paid soon. I'm serious, man.
Usually comes in at Wednesday.
I'm telling you,
1:30.
Hey, when you're living hand to mouth, man, you know these things. When I wake up Thursday morning, budgeting time starts if I haven't done it already. You know what I mean? And let's see if I got it. Wait a second. Oh my God, it all came in. Everything came in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rippers?
In city.
Done. That's not even a joke. Yeah, I actually got paid. Daddy got paid. I can buy food. Dude, I haven't done groceries.
From the guy that was just saying, it just gets out of hand.
Yeah, but dude, like, that long service, man, that's spoken for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And how did I get it? By working 9 years like a fucking slave.
Yep.
Public holidays. And that's what used to piss me off the most, man. People are like, oh, you get paid so much. I'm like, no, I don't. I work in cold storage. I don't see the sun. I'm up at 3:00 on New Year's Eve to start work at 4.
Yeah, well.
Every year.
You're getting compensated for that.
Would you call it compensation? Do you have any first birthdays and christenings and fucking family days and Barbies I've missed out on, man, just because I couldn't get a day off? Can I leave early? No. You're here till 6.
I don't know. I'm biased.
It's because you're cold. You don't care about anyone.
Nah, because, you'll experience it now as well, doing your own thing.
Yeah.
Self-employed.
Yeah.
The same things sort of apply, I think you were saying it the other day, like you had to leave somewhere.
Yeah, I had a christening.
And someone was like, where you going? I'm like, I got to work.
I had a christening. I had to leave, to do a job, and I came back. Yeah.
It's what it takes. Like, it's
Yeah, I know.
But you're getting a lot more reward from it. Not necessarily money early on. The money, it's not about the money.
It's not the money. It's about being self-sufficient.
Yeah, and it's like looking back and saying, I'm feeding myself. I'm paying my bills off
my work. And I'm dictating like how and when I do it. Like that's, you can't put a price on that, man. I've always known that.
Yeah. So starting a business, Do you know
what the problem was, man?
Money's obviously important because,
look, man, I'll tell you what the biggest problem was, right? Because, I mean, like, t-shirt ideas and fucking all the ideas I've ever had, they were good ideas. It's just that I never had the push or the resources to actually make them happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Only reason I set up what I did last year is because we refinanced.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, I can't do this investment option, so I got to do something else.
Yeah.
And for the first time ever, I actually mapped 12 to 24 month plan.
Yeah.
Dude, if I didn't have you to do that with me, I probably wouldn't have done it. It would never have actually occurred to me to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was funny. It just sort of all fell in place, and one thing led to another, and
100%.
It all comes back to that night. That you sent me one picture message of a track you're listening to in your car.
Literally.
The mortgage talk came on, and then like the opportunity, obviously with reshuffling a few things around.
That's the point. If you'd never have that access to that opportunity, most people don't even know, man. They don't know. Like, there's grants out there for people, yeah?
Yeah.
I remember when I first started the media company, 2009 or whatever it was. I spent a whole night with another head from the company. We had all these grant books from the government. Just thick fucking folders, man. And we're going through them. Looking for a grant that would apply to us. Man, none of them did. And what were we? Man, half of us were still uni students.
Yeah.
The other half were young, man. There was a couple 21-year-olds in there, man. 20-year-olds. None of them applied to us because we either weren't Torres Strait Islanders or, Indigenous or, we didn't have a disability or whatever it was. So we're just like run-of-the-mill kids. Some of us lived out of home, some of us didn't. None of us had money.
Mm.
And it was like, well, what help can we get to get this idea off the ground? None. Legit.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you go to find information on that?
Yeah, that's a problem, A lot of people got ideas.
Yeah.
But
shouldn't we be encouraging that?
Who are you going to go talk to?
That's the
Someone
point.
that's going to steal your idea. It's hard, man, because it's like you, I guess your situation kind of worked out in a way that you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
with your sort of steady job kind of thing. But it just sort of got fast-tracked and then didn't. Yeah,
look, my 9 to 5 basically, like I said.
Yeah, so that sort of pushed you to.
It was from a 12-month plan, it became a 2-week plan, and it was like, shit, I got to think on my feet. And for the first time ever, I actually thought on my feet as opposed to just regressing and sitting.
That gave you that little push. But think about if you had an idea, but you had a real steady full-time 9 to 5 salary job that you knew was there for you.
Yeah,
that's where it's hard for people to make that, that plunge kind of thing.
Actually, that's a question. Yeah. Actually, Mike, that's a question I've never asked you. How many, you've mentioned it to me in passing, but what percentage of people that come to you are actually looking to leave like a 9 to 5 because they're starting their own thing?
Not many at all, man. Less
than, as in the minority, not the majority.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm assuming most people come to you just looking for the refinance.
Yeah, but sometimes, obviously, business loan sort of.
But I'm saying someone's got a 9 to 5 and they want to become a fucking finger painter. I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to make balloon animals. Speaking of which, there was a balloon animal guy at the weekend, man.
Yeah.
This guy, man, someone asked him in the crowd, "Oh, are you free for my cousin's wedding or something?"
Yeah.
He's like, "What day?" He pulls out the day. He's like, "Nah, I got three christenings and a birthday that day. I can't do it." I'm like, what do you mean there? Balloon animals?
Yeah.
Do you know how much money they make, man?
All for what?
Entertaining kids.
Skill, personal skill, which is fine. You should get paid for that. But
Malika, that's actually the lucrative industry now, man. And I'd heard of someone back in the day, back when I was probably my early 20s. There was a girl just coming out of high school, about to go into uni. She wasn't 20 yet. And she was doing fairy parties every weekend, right? She'd take her boyfriend along, dress him up as an elf or a prince or something, yeah? She was like a fairy godmother. She would do finger painting and face painting and fucking, I think balloon animals maybe, I don't know. And she was making a killing. This is back then. This is, 2010, 11, yeah? And she was doing that and making money, man, because now, do you remember when you were a kid and you go to weddings with your parents and stuff? What did you do? Think about it, let's say you were 10 years old, you went to a wedding with your family. What were you doing at between 5 and 10 years old?
At the wedding?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Running around,
Yeah. You were
looking for something to do.
You were running around, you were in the car park, hiding from your old man.
Yeah.
Or you were pissing off the waiters and stuff, getting under their feet, spilling over bottles of Coke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hassling someone, the older cousin or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Looking for fish calamari rings and that Slade's lemonade and the cola. Do you know what they do now? Now they have babysitters.
Yeah.
Now, they literally book chaperones, babysitters, child carers, or the magician or the makeup artist, or, all that sort of shit to watch these kids. Why is that? Why is it that they do it now and they didn't do it when we were kids?
Someone came up with the idea and I thought, by preoccupying these kids,
that's the thing.
Everything's just going to run a lot smoother at our wedding,
It's two things, right? It can go either way. Is it because it was a necessity? As in, necessity is the mother of invention. Was it a necessity because someone said, hey, if I hired a babysitter to watch these kids, will be sweet? Or is it because these kids can't just sit still and be fucking entertained just purely by the event that's going on? That's what I'm saying. And I'm asking you especially because you're that generation gap between me. But we're still relatable, obviously.
Yeah.
What do you reckon it is? I'm being dead serious. I look at it because in the last, say 2-3 months, I've gone to maybe two christenings, 3 christenings. I've done a first birthday. I've done a few of I've done a wedding. I've done a few of these events. And I'm seeing it more and more. There's always like a magician or a face painter or some shit like that. What is causing this, man? Is it the low attention span and lack of discipline? Or is it because parents are saying, you know what? Like, I don't want, I want my friends to enjoy themselves, so I'm going to bring in like a clown just to entertain the kids in the meantime.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, man. I think they just know that kids don't really... I mean, most weddings now, it's like kids aren't even invited.
Yeah, I've been to a few weddings with like kids. Yeah.
It's not something that they really sort of
You know what it probably
gauge
is?
in.
I reckon it's probably because of the
Interested in?
cost. It's the cost.
Cost, yeah, of course.
I looked it up the other day. What do you reckon the average Australian wedding costs?
60 grand.
You're wrong. Do you know why?
Why?
Because you're thinking about the average WOG wedding.
Yeah, I actually thought of that as soon as I said that, yeah.
The average WOG wedding costs about 60 grand.
Yeah.
The average Australian wedding costs 30 grand.
Yeah.
That's a big gap, man.
Yeah.
I've got a mate that's getting married and he's spent, I think, 25, but he's done everything like DIY.
Yeah.
Everything. You know? Like he's not necessarily skimped on a lot of shit, but he's getting value for money like 100% across the board. You know what I mean? And he's spent, I think, his budget's like 20, 25.
Yep.
Yeah? Which is more or less right. You know what I mean? If the average is 30. The WOGs spend 60 grand.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, man. If you're in finance and you saw that as a bill, what would you say?
Oh, I just saw it. I just saw it. Yeah. Application leading up, like, that's done leading up to a wedding kind of thing. Just the way things tied in.
Yeah, yeah.
And, the banks obviously now want to look at your everyday account spending and conduct, and we've got $10,000 purchases, bar tabs, we've got $6,000 on suits, we've got $2,000 Louis Vuitton wedding shoes, and all that sort of stuff. And but that's not extravagant or anything. That's normal.
I know.
But just seeing it there, it's like, wow, like
that's a house.
Yeah,
that's a freaking house, man. That's a house and that's a down payment on the first 5 years of your life.
Yeah,
with your newlywed spouse.
A lot of money, isn't it?
It's brutal. You know what I mean? And then that's when I look at the clowns and all that shit. I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, really? I wouldn't, man. If I was spending 60K on a wedding, man, I wanted all my mates tanked. No kids allowed, man. 18 and over.
Yeah.
Bring the strippers in. Bring everything.
Which is pretty common now, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not 18, but I don't know. Where they sort of cut it off?
I don't know. I remember my cousin. One of my cousins did it years ago. I mean, he got married when I was in high school, and it was one of the first times I actually heard about it. And it's like. It's more on the fact that, when you have like a 5-year-old kid there, they're not going to eat the meal that's presented.
Yeah.
They're not going to be present.
Yeah.
They're going to be fucking hiding under a table somewhere, probably causing a nuisance. Like, man, I'm not going to pay $120 a head, for your kid to sit under the table all night. Like, fuck off. You know what I mean? I think that's a big thing. Especially if they're not going to remember it or appreciate it. Like, fuck that.
Yeah. Good point.
I don't know. That's just me though. Dude, why the hell were you thinking of burgled? I'm going back. You said
I don't know.
I gave you 3 numbers to call.
Yeah.
And you called. So I don't know why I come back to it. I'm like, what were you trying to tell me?
When I mentioned it to you earlier today.
Yeah, you were starting to say something.
Oh, no, because when you mentioned to me that like I was potentially coming, as a special guest on this podcast tonight, so I thought to myself, fuck, I've got nothing to talk about. Yeah, but then I thought back. I think we were talking about it last time when we went to...
Oh, Flames?
Pings.
I love it. Either
listen to places we go to.
Yeah, man. It's either Flames, Pings, Weller Street, Dandy.
Anywhere from just Clayton to Dandy,
Yeah,
nowhere else.
It was funny. That Pings thing, that I actually felt like a what do I want to say? Like a hitman.
You were in a... How can I describe what you're wearing?
It was a suit.
Yeah, but it was just like a black and white, like...
Yeah, with a tie.
Tux?
No, it was a straight black suit. Straight black suit. But the funniest part was, because I was driving down, I was driving down the bypass, heading back towards the areas. And I'd said to myself, I've been out like every day this week, like just been running around.
Yeah.
I need to go home. I want to clean up, cook something, and just like chill. Then you called me and said, it's gonna get dumplings. Yeah. I'm like, I'm out of no, man. Like, oh, fine, I'll just go by myself.
Yeah.
And I just looked up and I just saw the East Boundary Road turn off for Clayton.
Yeah.
I'm like, pings, huh?
Yeah.
I'll be there in 10. I felt, man, I'm pulling into Clayton in the car,
Yeah.
jumping out in a suit and then meeting you in there.
Yeah.
I felt like I was a fucking double agent, man. Like, just sitting there.
Killer place, man.
Yeah, you were wearing a thing as well.
Yeah, I was just like,
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I told you. I'd said to you that I'd actually sectioned you off as a guest like ages ago because you do actually have a story. You're an entrepreneur. You are. It's like you hardly hear about this shit unless, like, let's take our situations. Yeah, let's like our demographics. You take any random wog that became a concreter because his old man was a concreter.
Yeah.
You know, he became a plumber because his old man was a plumber, or his uncle was a plumber. Got him an apprenticeship straight out of high school. And, was going to eventually pass it along at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, standard.
Yeah.
You took a field that no one actually thought about. No one, how much support did you actually have from anyone else getting into your thing? Exactly.
Besides that one mate that I mentioned to you.
Yeah.
I remember, I didn't tell you this.
Oh, here we go.
Coming up with the name, right? So.
I actually asked you that once, but you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I asked you where the hell they got the name from.
So, every time Dim calls me, for the listeners out there,
oh, here we go.
and I answer the phone, he goes, "What are you doing?" And I'll be working. I'll be on my laptop working, but I always just say, "Nothing." You? And then you'll say something like, "What, sitting there in your jocks or something?"
Eating cereal, watching Ren and Stimpy cartoons.
That's legit what I did for like 2 days trying to find a name.
Really?
Yeah, just sat on my laptop in my room.
Fuck.
Researching, trying to find things, and what you don't realize is there's, you know a little bit about it. Like, when you go to like ASIC and stuff, look up ABN names and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I've done that many times.
When you come up with something and then you got to look it up, and then if there's something kind of similar to it, then you can't obviously use it, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
In the finance industry, there's a lot of companies that are sort of created that maybe are not operating. They may be used as sort of
shell companies.
Yeah, side businesses, or
they just
whatever.
claim the name just so no one else can
something
claim
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
So legit, you come up with something good, and I always wanted something. I just didn't want to like do the whole last name capital or something like that. You know what I mean? Nothing like that. I sort of want something that meant something.
What does it mean?
Am I saying my name on here?
Oh, it's up to you.
Oh,
if you want your name attached to this podcast, it's entirely up to you.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, look, I'm happy to promote your shit. I fully endorse your services. I always have. So it's whether or not you have. Okay, look this way, because I've said this before to a lot of other people, right? That a lot of people that I've lined up to come on here, they said, well, how much do I actually reveal? So you reveal whatever the hell you want. Okay, you know what my brand's about. So it's entirely up to you whether or not you want to attach yourself to my brand.
Yeah.
As if it's going to look badly, negatively on your behalf.
Yeah.
I'm happy to write a disclaimer saying he does not endorse anything about our previous podcast. You know what I mean? It's entirely up to you. If you want to, I can keep it out. I don't give a fuck.
But I just wanted a name that, I guess, meant something, that had a meaning. That's tied into something.
How long did it take for you you said 2 days.
2 days.
How did you actually land on that, though?
I can't tell you. I don't know. Just
I can see like Jocks 3 a.m. protein shake.
Yeah.
Because you're having snacking on some. You've got like a protein shake in one hand, but something completely filthy in the other.
Yeah.
Just cold cuts, just drinking.
Yeah, because I'm a bit of a like, I'm a bit of a like sort of perfectionist as well.
Yeah, you are.
So it's like, I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted it to mean something. And then obviously went off and did all the designing and stuff. But you know that Red Rooster on Springvale Road?
Springy. Oh, the one, and Springy South, right near the temple. Yeah, it's really bad.
So, before like sort of that 48 hour
Dude,
sort of.
I've never eaten at that Red Rooster, man. I drive by and I cringe, man. That is so sad. Red Rooster has got to be the saddest fast food chain in Australia.
It's bad, man.
That one there is bad, man.
This is before they renovated it as well.
Okay,
so it's pretty bad. I was sitting in there with my mate, and we're just thinking of names. We're just like, man, nothing was coming to us.
What were you doing there?
Thinking of names, thinking of business names, eating rooster rolls.
Oh my God!
And they had like a wall of like business cards.
Yeah,
fucking man. It was like this is the best people could come up with. And it's, I don't know, man. I don't know, like, You. When you came up with your business name, did it just hit you?
It was a joke.
Yeah, but it would have just hit you, yeah?
Dude, when I got the idea for my business, I literally came up with the idea, as in, the idea was pitched to me.
The idea came before.
The idea was pitched to me,
yeah,
and I didn't take it seriously. But then when I actually inquired, like say when I hit the mentor up and whatever, and I actually inquired about it, you were the first person I texted along with Nick as well.
Yeah.
Like both of yous. And I literally said it like, fuck this, I'm doing this. And then my business name came rolling straight out as a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah, but sometimes that's the best.
But it was a joke.
Yeah.
And then you texted me back, the business name, PTY Ltd.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
That's all you said. I went, done. I just started laughing. And man, that was in May, last year. I was halfway through my course. So it was probably like August, September. Maybe October?
Yeah.
I can't remember. No, because October I'd gone to Bali, at the end of Bali. It was just before that. So it would have been August or something when I had to do the marketing elements of the course. And it was 2, 3 in the morning because I was still doing milk receiving at that point.
Yeah. I remember this. I know what's coming. Yeah.
I was still doing the receiving. Yeah. I still remember this now. So it was like 3 in the morning and I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to get this module done now.
Yeah.
I need a business name, just a logo, just for the module for school. Fuck it. I'll just use that as a joke. And I sat there and I made it, submitted it, passed out. And I woke up and I had half a dozen messages from people because I texted you, Nick, I remember my god sister. I texted a whole bunch of people. And everyone's just like, that is genius. Like, that is brilliant. You need to go with it. I'm like, nah, man. Like, it's a joke. It's like, nah. Like, run with it. Like, it'll work. I'm like, fuck it. So I did.
It's different. It's quirky, kinda. You know? Like, I'm assuming that, I don't know. I feel like it's very different to
the norm of
the norm.
The industry. Yeah.
Which is good.
It is.
It's a representation that, same thing, like we were talking about before with the age thing.
Yeah.
In the industry, you're probably...
I'm a minority.
Yeah.
And especially representing the kind of product and brand that I'm representing, I'm definitely a minority.
I don't know. I just think a business name should mean something, have some sort of relevance to the industry and the work and a good representation of what you're sort of for, you know?
I was saying this yesterday, yeah? I mean, obviously I'm printing t-shirts and shit, right? I mean, I've been printing t-shirts since I was like 16. Right, but finally I said, fuck this, I'm going to do it. And you laughed at me as well when I said I was going to do it. So did Iwana as well.
I don't think I did, anyway.
Yeah, you did, you prick. We were having Afghan chicken. And you literally said, who's going to buy them? I go, who wouldn't? I go, you want one? No, I'm alright. That's what you said. Johnny was going to buy one, you wouldn't.
Yeah, alright.
Fuck off, man. I got you. No, I remember that, man. You're a hater.
No proof.
Proof? I was there. I was there, you were there.
Yeah.
Nah, Johnny said he would take one. You said you wouldn't. I said I'd give you...
Why wouldn't I wear a Noble 3174 t-shirt?
Yeah, but that's what I said.
Yeah.
Because, alright, anyway. Yeah, I've always had the ideas for them, but I never actually ran through with them because I thought, you hear the haters just say, what for, blah, blah, blah. But I brought this up the other day. I brought this up the other day, basically like just second guessing my shit and all that sort of stuff. Because I'm trying to come up with a business name for the t-shirt stuff, Got a few in the pipeline, which figure it out. But then I said, hang on. I go, Adidas and Nike. You know the story about that? You know how they got started?
Fresh my memory.
Adidas and Nike, man, originally it was two brothers, two Germans, Adolf and, what was the other cunt's name? Adolf and something. I can't remember what the other dude's name was. And they had a sneaker company in Germany, right? So just around post-World War II, somewhere around there. No, it wasn't post-World War II, it was pre-World War II. And one of the brothers convinced Jesse Owens to wear their spiked shoes on Jesse Owens was like a 100-meter sprinter, yeah? He was the black guy that destroyed everyone in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Whoa, what the hell was that? That was mad. Speaking of destruction, one of my panels just came off the wall. That was mad. This place is falling apart.
Jeez.
Anyway, relax it. What, you think the roof's going to cave in now?
Yeah.
It's a solid structure, bro. What's it called? Yeah. This German dude convinced a black American runner to wear his sneakers with steel spikes, right, for the 100-meter sprint. Smashed everyone, right? Broke the records. Adolf Hitler just fucking bounced. Yeah. Bill Burr does the best fucking stand up about it too. It's like how awkward. He goes, how awkward would that limo ride have been away from the arena if you're with Adolf Hitler? He's like, you've got an even more angry Adolf Hitler. And you're just trying to make small talk to break the ice. Anyway, so this was pre-World War II. Okay. Then World War II breaks out. So it was like 1944 or something, 1947. Somewhere around there, the two brothers have a standoff, yeah? One goes and creates Adidas, and the other goes and creates Puma, I think it was. Two brothers both created two unique brands, yeah? What's so unique about the name Adidas and the three stripes? It's like Adolf something, whatever his name was, Dusseldorf, like sneakers, I can't remember what it was, yeah? But that became iconic. And I said, do you know what, Nike, yeah? Do you know what that name means?
Yeah, win in Greek.
Yeah, Nike.
Yeah.
And we say it wrong. In America, they say Nike.
Yeah.
Yeah? It means victory. It literally means victory. You know what I mean? That's a thought. That's actually thought behind it, man.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Definitely. But I don't know, you just see like some shit business names.
Yeah,
Just like
Gary's Plumbing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like no thought into it, or
nah, man. Most of the time, it's just an ABN in their name.
Yeah, true.
And that's it. They don't care. You know.
Look, they're good at their job.
Okay, look at Jim's Mowing. You want to talk about brand association? Jim has got every fucking Jim's brothels by now. If they haven't got it,
It's work.
but that's just the brand that he's selling. It's just easy. It's like McDonald's. You want to talk about brand association? Look at McDonald's. You know how that began? You watched the founder, yeah?
Yeah.
Surely you watched the founder with Michael Keaton. It's about Macca's and how the franchise started.
Possibly.
Okay, basically, so you got McDonald's, right? Again, two brothers in California, and they had a delicious fucking burger, but they'd streamlined the process of their whole operations. Did you ever work in a Macca's? You said you worked in you worked in a Domino's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have had their processes though.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, right. So Macca's, basically these two brothers had streamlined the process of how a burger gets made, just for maximum efficiency.
Yeah.
And it was a good product. So the dude, Croc, was his name? Croc, yeah. He tastes their burger, says, I love what you're doing here. You need a franchise. So he convinces them to franchise out to create the franchise, yeah? And then he realized somewhere along the way that it wasn't necessarily the restaurants that was making him money. It was the fact that he was owning the properties that these restaurants were getting made. So essentially, he became a real estate guru for people to set up franchises. So it's like, I'll tell you what, you want to buy a Macca's franchise? Cool. I'm going to allow you to put it at this property in Oakley. You can have it like, 100-year lease on it or whatever the hell he's charging them. So he owned the property behind it. Eventually, he comes up, because he kept paying dividends out to McDonald's, the two brothers. And he said, basically squeezed them out. Maneuvered all the rules, regulations, basically to effectively leave them with nothing. And so in the end, he ended up paying him like $2 million, paid him off and bought the name.
Yep.
So he bought the trademark, allowed him to keep using it, but he bought it for himself. So he owned the trademark McDonald's. And he says it to him. He goes, my name's Croc, like a Slavic shit. It means nothing. But you have the name McDonald's. In a time post-World War II, Great Depression America, McDonald's sounds like it stands for like wholesome values, something strong. You know what I mean? It's clean. People can trust it. And that's what happened, man. He essentially bought out their name just because that's the last trademark that they had that was still of value. You know what I mean?
A bit behind it, man. We just don't see all that. We don't know all that. We just see what it is now.
McDonald's it's just someone's name.
Iconic brand.
The Iconic. Everyone who doesn't shop at the Iconic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all association now. Everything's brand association, man. It's like Band-Aids.
Yeah.
They're not Band-Aids. They're adhesive strips.
Yeah.
We just call them Band-Aids.
Yeah. Crazy.
Dude, I don't think I've ever said the words adhesive strips in my life. Could you pass me an adhesive strip, please? No, man. Just give me a Band-Aid there. I'm bleeding. Panadol.
It's crazy that something, like a brand name becomes so recognized that we then call the product.
It's universal.
Because Panadol's paracetamol.
But yeah, it's paracetamol.
Panadol's the brand.
Yeah. Panadol is the brand.
Yeah.
Paracetamol is the drug. It's like Tylenol or Vicodin or any of the... Tylenol is just another form of paracetamol, but Tylenol is the American version of Panadol.
Crazy.
Aspirin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Think about everything you buy, man. Coke. Everyone automatically says, give me a Coke. Whether it's cola or fucking whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just Coke. That's where the money goes. I don't know, man. We'll wrap it up there. How long do you reckon we've been running? Take a guess.
That's another thing as well. I've been listening to this podcast for 3 years. I actually haven't missed an episode. I'm pretty sure I've listened to all of them. Because you know when you got it all, like, it's easy to know whether you've listened to everything because, like, let's say you listen to it through Apple,
iTunes
podcast.
Yeah. iTunes is shutting down, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, they figured out a way to make more money.
Oh, well.
I'm serious. You want to talk about brand recognition?
Yeah.
There's brand recognition, man. iTunes, think about this, yeah? Apple invents the iPod, yeah? Wasn't the first MP3 player, wasn't the last MP3 player to be invented, but it was solid, right? And they figured out a way to package it where it was easy and accessible for like Muppets that don't know how to use computers and that sort of shit, yeah? Cars now come with iPod fucking input.
Yeah, Apple CarPlay.
Yeah. Not necessarily USB input, actually iPod fucking docking systems, man. Hotels, fucking stereos, it says iPod docking system. And with interchangeable iTunes software, man.
Yeah.
iTunes decided to pull out the other day. Hang on, I'll look it up. Make your point. I'm going to find
now, like, at the end of all your episodes, like you do, you know, you always ask the guests how long you think we've been running.
Yeah.
And everyone's just so surprised how long it goes for. And I can see now why, you know, because time just flies.
You reckon?
When you're just in front of the mic.
Yeah, because, Malaka, we're just talking shit. We would have had the same conversation if we sat down at Flames for like 2 hours.
True.
You know what I mean? Or sat in front of my building. Like, hey, Dickard, you got to hear a track. Next thing you know, we're talking about that Apple has spoken out to deny rumors that it is planning to stop selling music downloads through iTunes. In a rare on the record statement, the tech giant addressed claims that it will shut iTunes in a bid to push people into signing up as an Apple Music subscription.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But
I don't know, it's very whole like. I feel like there's a bit of like sort of confusion now with iTunes and Apple Music and, you know, what you can do on one, what you can do on other, what you sort of, which one do I need? Do I need any of them?
Do you?
A Spotify that does everything quite well.
But there's 100 different things other than Spotify. There's other streaming services as well.
Of course.
And they just come and go. What was Jay-Z's one called?
Tidal.
Is that still going?
I don't know. It is still going. I've never used it, never heard of it.
Who's even on it? If Spotify's got everyone, then who's on Tidal?
Yeah. YouTube Premium, YouTube Music.
Yeah, that pisses me off.
I had that first before Spotify.
YouTube Premium?
Like YouTube Music and Premium, because I felt like a lot of the music that I was interested in would first hit that, and which was true.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think now, like Spotify is like, when even these small sort of artists...
they pick anything up. Podcasts.
He has everything. So
Yeah.
Good, one-stop shop for everything, which is good.
But then you've got people that will just buy all of them compulsively. It's like having Netflix and Stan, and like Foxtel, and premium YouTube, you know, like YouTube, what's it called, exclusives or whatever? No, that's something, or Red?
It used to be YouTube Red, now it's YouTube Premium.
It's premium.
Yeah, so they're all, you know, all these subscriptions as well, which again, through work, I see all these subscriptions and things that people have that they don't have no use for. They're like, I signed up for Stan to watch Power. Now it's finished. But I still have the subscription and I don't watch anything on it. $15 here, $15 there. It doesn't seem like a lot. They've obviously priced it very well because it doesn't seem like a lot.
Dude,
but you add them all up.
What's it called? When I leased this studio, I saw the price and said, I didn't even think about it really.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, done. Like, I just want I want a studio space. And then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, there's a gym attached to it as well.
Yeah.
I'll cancel my gym membership. That's $60.
Yeah.
Minus $60. So integrate that.
See, most people wouldn't do that. Or they wouldn't get around to it.
Yeah. I still have that gym membership though.
Well, there you go. Case in point.
Yeah, well, case in point, no. It's not because I didn't get around to it. I just thought about it again and said, you know what? I'm not going to be here enough to actually warrant cancelling a gym membership that's just, you know, down the road as opposed to one that's, you know,
because you're thinking you weighed it up and you made the decision and said, that gym membership isn't really costing me that much.
No, it's only $60. Yeah. I'll stop spending on something else if I have to factor it in. Or I'll do another job. Or I'll do something, you know. I'll sell another T-shirt or whatever. Still crack. Why?
Yeah.
So, I like my gym. When was the last time you went? No, I don't know.
Speaking of your gym,
Here we go.
did you see they had that food truck out the front for like 3 nights?
No. I saw a food truck
Did you see like a lot of people out there? Because I was driving past there.
There was a food truck outside this joint the other night. What was it? What food truck?
It was like a sort of,
Sri Lankan stuff?
nah, it was like a dana. What would you call that? Like,
Kebabs.
not just kebabs, but like,
Adana's just Turkish.
like the meat on like the stick.
Yeah.
It's like mince. What do you call those?
Oh, like the risoli sort of,
Yeah, what are they called?
yeah. That's Afghan stuff.
Yeah, but this guy's quality. This guy's like the best. So like people like hire him to come.
Why was he outside the gym?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Bulk days.
You know.
Walk with me, bro. Be best.
But I drove past, and there was like a line.
Standard.
I was like, there you go.
I remember, what's that burger joint in Richmond? 1080 or something, 170 something, 1070 something. It's on the corner of Church Street and, Swan Street.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Swan Street? No, Church Street and, you know which one?
Yeah.
Nick Guinnessy, we're near the pubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when they were just a truck out in Northcote, man.
Yeah.
I drove out to Northcote. Took me like an hour and 10 minutes, like on a Friday arvo.
Yeah.
Middle of summer. Stinking hot, man.
Yeah.
We get there and there was a line, man. We had to wait 35 minutes, 40 minutes for a burger. And where the truck was parked was right next to an empty lot next to a church. There were people in fucking suits sitting down on the ground eating these burgers there in the sun.
Was that before sort of like the whole thing took off?
It was probably just around, that burger joint was probably one of the first ones I actually went to as like starting the voyages. And that would have been like 2014, 2013, around there, 2013 maybe, 14. So just as the burger started kicking in.
That was a big craze. That was a big...
It was a stupid craze, Malaka.
Basically just bringing that sort of American takeaway, to Five Guys?
Diners.
Five Guys?
Five Guys. Or Five Guys.
America, the big... Like, your diner style brioche bun, sweet burger.
Oh, okay.
Bringing that whole phase here.
Yeah.
You know, the first one, Fat Bob's around here.
Yeah.
They were around sort of at the start.
They were around at the start. They're one of the first ones.
Went crazy, man.
The Pavilion used to do
They brought it in, yeah.
They did that was the first burger that I actually had because they won the award for best burger in Melbourne just as it was kicking in. That was 2013, man. And I remember the Pav was one of the first ones I had. Started 2014, sorry.
Yeah.
And after that, man, that guy that opened, the guy that was responsible for the burgers at the Pav, he left and he opened up Grand Trailer, whatever.
Yeah.
Then he left again. Another guy went from that kitchen and opened up, what's the one in Chatty? Royal Stacks.
Yeah.
He opened the one up near Spencer Street Station. Basically, these chefs just kept piggybacking and opening up identical burger joints.
There's not much to it.
They're all the same.
It's all the same.
Small beef patty,
Same
special
shit,
sauce, pickles, lettuce. Brand recognition. There's your Macca's thing, man. But
Off, man.
dude, it's Lissa now. Like anywhere you go, anyone ever says to you, let's go get dinner, like, all right, Mad, where do you want to go? It's always like a burger joint.
Yeah.
Or like, it'll be a place. Don't worry about the steaks. Don't worry about the parmas. Don't worry about anything. The burgers are great. They taste exactly the same as every other fucking burger. I'm over it. I want to go back to a point when like you actually knew restaurants to go to. I knew more restaurants to go to when I was like 23 as opposed to 33.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know any restaurants anymore, man, because everything's a burger joint or the world's best parma. So we stacked up to the ceiling with every fucking thing in the world. But what are you doing there?
Yeah.
Actually, I had to go you about that once.
Probably.
Yeah, you were telling
One
me
of the many things.
You were going to do like a burger challenge or something.
Wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, it was either the burger challenge or some mate of yours was going to do one. You were going to go, or some place was selling like stupid amounts of meat, and I'm like, what for? I said, you can't enjoy a burger like that. You know, dickheads with like 80 patties in.
Yeah, that's dumb. Like, it's stupid.
Yeah,
like,
I want to get away from that whole fucking takeaway shit, man. Like, I don't want us to become Americanized like that. I like the fact that Melbourne is progressing to the point where we now have 24-hour, gyms, 24-hour place for food, supermarkets. It's good. I remember when I was a kid, man, you couldn't shop on Sundays.
Yeah.
Saturdays, everything shut by 2:00.
Yeah.
You're standing around like I'm starving. Now, like, there are places open till kitchen shuts at midnight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember, Malika, when I was 18 going clubbing, I had one option, Bell Street Macca's. And stalactites. Legit. The amount of nights we ended up at Bell Street Macca's, I mean, my cousins all are in Preston, so that was using my last port of call. But how many nights, man, Bell Street Macca's watching Lebos fight. Like, security there. There was security at Bell Street Macca's, 15 years ago? Would you see security there now? Dude, that's how far we've come. Security at Bell Street Macca's at 3 a.m, man, on a Saturday. Because you needed it. Otherwise, you're fucked.
We have a lot of options now, man, but we don't have healthy options.
Nah.
But I don't think there's a market for it.
What do you mean? You don't think healthy options are a market for, 24-hour stuff? Why?
Just,
is that just because people crave junk shit?
Yeah. Especially at those times.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
With the peak drug dealing
Yeah.
hours. Yeah, no, fair enough.
Because how many times of we always we're relatively healthy eaters, you know, we're into our health and fitness and all that sort of stuff, but.
Sorry, Dave. I'm just picturing someone coming out of revs at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I'm fucked. Really feel like a lentil salad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it sucks, man, because, you know.
Yeah, but there's always options, man.
There's always smarter options.
Yeah.
Instead of going and getting that, you know, you still go to Macca's, yeah, and get a grilled chicken breast fillet.
Dude, I've said it. No sauce, no salt.
Nah, they put it, they fucking give you a fillet on its own.
Really?
In a box.
What for? Dude, I haven't been to Macca's in 15 years. 16.
Yeah.
2003 was the last time I went to Macca's, so I've got no idea.
I will think they do, you know, breast fillet grilled burgers, so you can just get the fillet on its own.
So you'd go to Macca's at 3 a.m. to order a chicken fillet?
I wouldn't, but I mean, I know people that do.
Eat it with nothing pork.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? That's just what's it called?
Well, then exactly. Why,
that's perverse, man.
Yeah,
it's
why would you do
blasphemous.
that? So what you're saying is you'll go to Macca's and get that quarter pounder instead.
Fuck yeah.
That's the problem.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm just saying, who the fuck would go to Macca's to order a breast piece of chicken grilled?
I'm saying if that's the only thing open at 2 a.m. and you're starving.
Mate, I've eaten fucking chicken satay rolls from 7-Elevens at 3 a.m. I think, did I ever tell you that story? I probably said it on the podcast, probably in the first season or something. We're in Dramana, right? This is probably 2004, 3, easy 3 or 4, man, no later than that. And we were starving. We'd gone out, it was me and the boys, we'd just gone, Portsea, cruising, whatever. We've come back towards Dramana and we're all fucking hungry. We've gone to the 7-Eleven and everyone's just buying chicken satay rolls and just filthy shit. It was disgusting. And I've seen the lights on at the Baker's Delight in the Dramana Plaza. Nothing else was open. I've run up to the window, just started banging on the window, and this girl's looking at me, she's like, go away. I'm like, no. Okay, I'll put up money. I'm like, I'll pay you for food. Yeah. She's like, we're not open. I go, I don't care. I go, he's baking. Yeah. I want to buy food. The guy, the older dude, comes out, just looks at me. He's like, come back in 20 minutes. Yeah. Dude, gave me fresh loaves of fucking bread, these sour cream and chives, sort of shit. It's
mad.
Yeah. I was sitting there, and all the boys were like, oh, you're a dumb cunt. I'm like, am I? And I was sitting there just eating fresh bread. Yeah, man. This other malaka had instant noodles from a 7-Eleven. Fuck, man. Some of the crap I've eaten, man. I was iron guts back in the day, man. That anxiety and, lactose intolerance kicks in.
Yeah, that's
you get to my age, you can't even stomach water, friend. Dude. Yeah, it'll happen to you as well, there. You feel like a chump. Do you remember that? Actually, did you see it? I put up a facey, no, it was a tweet. It was a fucking tweet, not that long ago. Hang on, I'll find it. It actually wasn't that long ago. Hang on. I gotta stop doing that. I keep tweeting shit and then putting it up on my Insta as well.
Yeah.
You stalk my Insta? Because I rarely see you active, but I see you sometimes pop up. And I'm like, yeah.
What do you mean I stalk your Insta?
Because I've never actually seen you post anything.
I don't post shit.
That's what I'm saying. I've never actually seen you post anything, but then every now and then you'll pop up on a like or something. You're like, this guy's sitting on the crappers right now, just gone through his phone. Hang on. Yeah, I put this post up. This was back in April. I remember being 19, calling my friends pussies for not chasing Citrus with Citrus.
Yeah.
Now I talk myself into a milkshake from Baskin's.
Yeah.
I was at DFO, man. I went and bought a work jacket or something. I'm just standing there. I was feeling sluggish. So as I'm walking through, I'm like, hey, Baskin and Robbins. It's a bit early for an ice cream. Why a milkshake? I'm like, my stomach's starting to turn already. And what did I post underneath it? Salted caramel, 25 minutes from a familiar bathroom. You don't have the balls. Dude, those are the decisions you have to make when you're in your 30s and you got anxiety. It's like, I really want a caramel milkshake. I'm about 10 Ks from home. It's a good 22 minutes. What was my BM like this morning? What have I eaten since that time, dude? This shit, I swear to God, you start factoring this shit in, man.
Great, man. Look forward to it.
Soak up your 20s, man. Just eating random crap from 7-Elevens. All right, fuck it.
Anyway, are we getting food?
Yeah, hang on. We'll wrap it up. How long do you reckon we've been going?
How long? 2 hours and 10 minutes.
2 hours and 11 minutes, man. Fuck, that's accurate as
Pretty
fuck.
good, huh?
How did you fuck you manage that? Even I didn't see it.
I don't know, because I remember getting here at 8:30. We fucked around for a bit.
Oh, yes. The preview show before the mic came on. Yeah.
It made me feel welcome in the studio.
Oh, fuck. What do you reckon, man? Seriously.
It's perfect.
It is what it is. I just got to fix that fucking...
Starting to fucking fall apart. But...
Dude, it's just at the seams, man. Do you know why? Because the rent's due in like a week, in 3 days. This guy's going to charge me now.
No, I had a good sort of visual, expectation of it kind of thing. I saw a lot of photos and your little tour guide video kind of thing. But it's perfect for what it is, man.
Yeah, I've still got a couple decals that I want to put up, which I'm waiting. They've been ordered. I'm just waiting for them to come in. I'm going to see how this recording goes. You need to be closer to the fucking mic. Well, it's too late now, man. You've already done 2 hours at this shitty level. So,
turn me up, man.
Yeah, so I got to go through that shit. But other than that, I really want to see how it sounds.
No, it's good. This is the first. You did the solo.
Yeah, and I was sitting where you are when I did it, and I didn't have these setups with these stands and shit. These stands are definitely a lot better. Like you can move them around. Yeah. But at least you're not. The other ones are rigid. Like you got to sort of sit still and just don't fucking move. You got this little tiny window.
Good shit. Yeah. But like I said, mate, it's can't believe I'm here recording this.
Full privilege, man.
There's a few of my mates, that I told that I was coming on here. So
do you want to shout them out?
Not really.
We can't even say your business name. It's broken out. It's just shutting down. Yeah, look, mate,
the banks are going to call me now and say we're stripping your accreditations.
I haven't even uploaded the fucking thing. Dude, the first fucking picture will go up on Insta tomorrow morning. By lunch, you're just off every list.
Why is my login not working anymore?
Literally, like the brokers jumping out of the windows during the fucking crash.
There's nothing illegal about this podcast.
No, there isn't. This is a positive place, man. But that's the point. I've always said it to people, and it'll be a disclaimer. Anything we've done up until this point doesn't represent anything that you put forward on yourself. Yeah. I'll go on record. So if you're ever indicted, you're in front of a judge, Your Honour. I rock up in my Clayton tee with the beanie and sunnies. Yeah, look, man, came down and started saying some wild shit. I've got stuff that I didn't put the tape, man, but it's there on the computer. You can have a listen. No, anyway,
it's, I think the podcast has progressed.
What our this podcast?
Yeah. I mean, it's moved locations. What, this is the third, fourth. Third
official, yeah. Third official.
Yeah. And like you said, you're going to sort of make it more of an open platform for
I always wanted it to be an open platform, man.
It'll be cool. Yeah, it'll be cool having someone, just hearing, different walks of life.
Like, that's the thing, man, because I don't know what anyone wants from this thing.
I don't know.
It originally started, you know what originally started. It was just bullshit conversation. But
I think you should keep it that way. Don't turn it into sort of like a...
agenda-driven. Yeah. No, I don't want agenda-driven.
There's plenty of that out there.
I don't want agenda-driven, man. I want opinion-driven so people can see a variety of agenda. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, there's cause out there you got no idea, man. Like, man, do you know what shits me to tears? Like with the election that just came up, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you who you voted for, but you look at that fucking list of people, and Bill Maher had said it, right? People will fucking Google for an hour to determine where the best nacho and fucking Tex-Mex joint is next to their house.
No.
But they won't take 3 minutes to look at an election sheet and say which of these politicians represent any of my values or, goals. And I hate the excuse, I don't believe in the system, so I don't vote. It's like, yeah, but you have to vote in order to change the system.
Yeah.
So you pick a candidate that supports your vision. Even if it is picking one of the big two, big three. You know what I mean? We'll pick an independent. I'm not saying go pick an obscure independent that you never ever heard of.
Sorry to say, man, but I just think most people just don't care.
But that's the point.
Did I tell you I was lining up to vote at my local, and
where'd you vote?
where?
Oh,
The school, yeah.
The one on your street. Yeah. I voted the one on next to mine.
But yeah, like I was just walking there, and I knew quite a lot about the election, who I was going to vote for, why.
Yeah.
What would happen if they won the election?
The Gay Freedom Alliance.
But I was just sort of looking at like other people like in front of me, and they just so like disorientated, didn't know what to do, who to vote for, what box to tick, how many they needed to tick. And I looked at them, I'm like, man, these guys sort of don't really care. They're doing it because they obviously have to avoid a fine.
A
$20 fine or whatever it is. But they're just making their decision based on what? Like just randomly numbering boxes or who they like, who they like the look of on the fly.
I've done that before, man. 3-4 years ago, I voted based on, I picked the wogs and then the men over the women.
Or just like the small fucking, unheard of parties.
Literally the most, that's the point. Like, I hate when people get on tangents and they pick obscure fucking, like I said, the Animal Freedom Liberation Coalition of fucking some shit.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, what are their values? Oh, they like animals. You're an idiot. You have 2 kids about to get into primary school. Do you want to be paying $1 million for their fees? They don't think about this sort of shit, and that's what pisses me off. You know what I mean? My big thing is the fact that people don't vote out of apathy, or they make the excuse, I don't support the system, I can't be fucked looking it up. It's like, dude, people fucking die for the right to vote in other countries. Or they vote, and then it's like a swing in the electorate where like some dude gets like 99.9% of the votes. It's like, who the fuck voted for him? You know what I mean? It's that corrupt.
It's a complicated sort of argument both ways about the compulsory voting. Because by making it compulsory, you are sort of just pushing all these people along to go and vote to avoid a fine, but they don't really care. So their votes are like not really meaningful anyway.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? So it's like if you make it like, I guess, voluntary, whoever wants to vote votes, whoever doesn't. But then it's like what kind of demographic, which people are actually casting their votes and who's not voting. It's tough. I think we've got the right way that you have to vote.
I think you should be forced to vote because you live in a democracy, man, and the freedom of democracy is the fact that you get to say.
But
you need to exercise
I think
that.
It's just like the everyday person just, looks at politicians and said, they're all the same. They all talk shit.
That's what Darren Hinch did. Yeah. Man, that still spun me out. I've seen him a couple of times now, man. He's always at
I've seen him around too, Tarak area.
He's always at the Squire's Loft in St Kilda.
Yeah.
Every time he's in the same seat up against the side, man, with his back to the wall.
Yeah.
Just you can see the mafia dudes coming in with the guns.
He's a cool dude.
Look, man, he's legit. Like, he's got some backbone. Yeah, he's put his money where his mouth is. He served time, remember, for revealing the name of that sex offender.
Yeah. Oh.
Dude, as far as sex offenders, you know how many fucking got released in the last week? That kills me every time I read the paper and it's like some serial sex offender, smashed three kids like, 20 years ago. Yeah, back on the streets. Standard. Do you remember the Fritzl case in Austria? Yeah, did you see about the American Fritzl? Just came out. Like, I read about it on the way here. It was brutal, man.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, how, and this cunt's denying shit. It's like, I'm 99% right. She's full of shit.
Yeah.
What are you, nuts? Psychos.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Anyway, all right, we'll wrap this shit up.
Yeah.
Dude, 2 hours and 20 minutes. You did well, man.
Did all right, warming to the mic.
Make love to the mic, sweetheart.
I still remember your first episode, and you guys were a bit,
Yeah, because we're still setting shit up.
Yeah, all right.
What, man? That was 3 years ago. No one else had any broadcasting experience. I was the only one with broadcasting experience. Yeah. Relax there. I'm not saying you calm down, man. Anyway. Who's a fuck?
We could talk shit all night.
Yeah, we actually need food. It's 11. I got paid. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I've got to plan the rest of my life. Anyway, thanks for chat, my lucker.
No worries.
I got to come up with a name for this joint too, so you got to think about that.
You came up with one.
What did I say? The rat's nest? It was either the rat's...
Seems fitting.
It was either the rat's nest. I had like what did I think of today? Launch pad. Remember,
I like the rat's nest.
It doesn't look like a rat's nest though, man. I sort of wanted to move away from the negativity, but...
What were the other ones?
I think I had ground control or...
Dojo was the first one.
Yeah, and then you had HQ. I had ground control. I also had the... what was it? What's the name of the room? The one where Obama watched the Navy SEALs take out Osama bin Laden. Situation room. There we go. It's called the situation room.
Not bad.
I think it's a bit too long though.
Yeah.
Situation room is a photograph taken in the White House Situation Room. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Still saying the rat's nest.
You're a fuckwit, man. All right, fuck it. Yeah.